So I'm the product architect on Vin, and that means that I have to understand the market, the customers, the competitors, the business, human learning business, how it works, what people we have, the technology, both what we currently have and the technology in this area in general. And I have to put those things together into a series of decisions about what we're going to build, how we're going to build it, when we're going to build it, who's going to build it, what things we can outsource, what we can get from suppliers, how we're going to operate it. And then at the moment, I'm also, implementing that. So actually recruiting and managing the engineers that every day is different. But that's why we go into engineering. Of course, it's difficult to actually consume all of that information. At this stage in a business like this, you have to make a lot of very impactful decisions. It helps to have as much information as possible. Listening to people is the main one. Hopefully, that means people feeling that they are able to or want to talk to me. But generally people do. They want stuff to happen, right? And then if you put yourself in the right place, they come and ask you to do things, and then you have to interpret from that what is really behind that, and go and collect information and understand the whole context around that, and then try to prioritize things, and then temper that with data, so financial numbers, other kinds of metrics. Many workflows, you have people working in the field. So if you've got someone who's made a hole in the road and repaired it, then you want them to have done certain things, right? You want them to have repaired the road to a certain quality, to have taken certain actions and so on. And that's usually important to you in some way. So for example, you might want to try to avoid having to deal with legal action. You could get someone to write down that they'd repaired the road properly. You could get someone to take some photos. You need some way of doing that, right? Yeah, I mean, if you've got an engineer who goes to a site and gives a quote on, fitting a boiler or something, you need to fairly accurately record what the work is that's been quoted. And again, if you don't do that, the rest of the organisation can behave wrongly. They can send out an engineer with the wrong parts, or send out an engineer who does the wrong thing, or and it ends up costing more than it should have done because you've done the wrong work. You have to send someone out to repair it. The customer complains. All these things can happen. In order for the organisation to behave correctly, they need to get good quality, timely information from their field forces in all these different scenarios. So that's what Vin does. Vin makes it not only possible, but actually straightforward, actually enjoyable for these field engineers to report very high quality, both quantitative and qualitative data back into the organization, so the organization can quickly and effectively take good quality decisions based on that data, both on individual events, what happened with this particular job, but also aggregate, what are we doing across all of our jobs, how's our field force performing, what things can we do to improve the situation, how's our pipeline looking, information you might be able to collect from your field force if they were reporting what they were doing well. And of course lots of people try to address this issue in one way or another, but so far they haven't really taken advantage of the current state of the art in technology in terms of the full range of capabilities of mobile phones, of cloud, SaaS approach to integrations. So how you actually get that data back into your enterprise systems. and AI and the kind of data analytics you can now, and only very recently perform on these kinds of data, on images, on video, on text, on speech. What we have is a platform for field data capture and analytics